2000.
Oh no, that's right, we met you. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
It's one of my favorite memories. He walks in and like everybody rushes towards him and hugs him. He comes up to me and I'm at this point this is like my first big convention, so I'm just sort of like mumbling and I'm very shy. I walk over and Doug offers to shake my hand. I'm like, you probably don't know who I am. He goes, no. So that was a fun time. We played the game from Inglourious Basterds where we all have the thing on our face, on our foreheads, where we try and guess who each other is. And I was Dennis Hopper, and I couldn't get it. We went round the houses and couldn't figure it out. And he just goes to me, Bob. I got it. Dennis Hopper, Bowser, come on.
That's right. Look at me, I'm sorry. I totally forgot that.
That's right.
I'm very open about how bad my memory is. Like, if someone just comes up and is like, you don't remember me, I'm like, not a clue. I mean, I'm much rather be honest that, I'm much rather say, no, it's my fault, it's my bad memory, I don't want to be like, no, you never leave an impression on people, what's wrong with you? It's like, no, it's just my bad memory, But a lot of times people will say a little bit more, I'll just be like, oh, that's right, yeah, just be a little reminder or something like that. So, but yeah, I think the first time we actually got like chatting, like actually talking, like, just hanging around stuff was probably, that was Comic-Con, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
A few weeks ago, yeah. And I think I looked at the thing and I was just sort of like, oh, this was gonna be awesome. So yeah, no, that's pretty much how we got like affiliated with each other. So awesome. Any other questions?
I was wondering, as a beginning reviewer myself, I was wondering, say you're having a bad day, you have to psych yourself up, you have to do a video, you got to do it. What do you do on days when you just aren't feeling it? How do you, manage to be funny when you're feeling horrible or you're sick and you just don't want to do it?
Well, being naturally funny all the time. No, that's actually a very good question. Did you want to answer first? Or?
Sure. I guess when I'm feeling bad, that actually helps in a way for me because I feel motivated to at least lighten the mood. So I feel like watching watching a cartoon that I love to make fun of kind of helps with that. Somebody actually said, I think it was Michael Palin from Monty Python, the reason the British is so funny is because we've suffered so much throughout history, or because the British Empire kind of was like at its peak and now we're down here. So kind of being like looked down upon by everybody has kind of made us want to sort of make light of the fact that we feel like we're at the bottom rung of the ladder. So kind of feeling like I'm terrible kind of makes me feel, because I used to be bullied extensively at school and that made me want to make people laugh as a defense mechanism. So trying to sort of deflate, all the bad vibes kind of helps with me making jokes sometimes. That's my roundabout way of saying it, I guess.
Yeah, I think there's definitely, and there are times where it's, especially like doing 3 videos a week, I mean, it's just like, it doesn't happen often because I really do love my job, but yeah, every once in a while it's just like, oh, I don't want to do this, I'm in a bad mood or something like that, or something happened that put me in a bad mood. And he does bring up a good point. A lot of times that can help. A lot of times doing your job can help. And honestly, I think the work ethic, it's like any other job, you just do it. And sometimes, yeah, like doing it can make you feel better, or there's other times where sometimes you'll see a review or a video and you can maybe tell that, it was either rushed or I wasn't feeling it or something. I always try to save it if I can, or if there's time. But yeah, I'm very much a deadline person, like I have to get it out. But yeah, it's sort of like what he said, just that the work actually does help. And the few times where you are actually, just so down the dumps that you don't even want to do work or something like that, you do it anyway. Because if anything, a lot of times, it means you're in a different mood than usual, and something different might come out, like something you didn't expect from a different point of view that you don't usually come from. So usually, I mean, it's like, you're gonna die or something like that, take a break, But if you're just in bad mood or just not feeling good or something like that, do it anyway. You never know what you might come up with. Awesome. Yes. The door on, baby. You're welcome.
I wanted to actually ask about editing because, to me it seems a little easier to write a script or a concept or an idea, but the part where I always melt down is about halfway through and the clips don't line up or the sound doesn't line up and I'm like, screw this, I hate this sucks, I'm gonna go watch someone else's videos. How do you deal, it's all there and I just can't put it together because the editing is what always just kills me, is trying to get it all to work.
Rob, you want to answer that question? Tell them about the hole in the wall. Awesome. Okay, so actually, Rob, he actually found this. What's that meme going around? It's the, on Facebook everywhere. They're kind of funny. They're getting a little old. It's the, what I do, what my parents think I do, what I do, blah, blah, blah. There's one for editor. And, one was, what I think I do. It's like a person editing for Citizen Kane holding up the strip, going, stuff like that. It was something like what people think I do. It's just this big, question mark in smoke or something like that. And, but the best one was what I really do. It just says loading, loading, loading. And it takes an unbelievable amount of patience. And the funny thing is that but like, for example, what I was bringing up before, I'll tell them the whole story too. But my brother at some point was editing a few things, and he's actually a really good editor. I mean, he's actually like, when he gets to it, I mean, he's like, no, I should have pictures here, and I should have angles here, and I should have, it's like this crazed madman, but it's like, this is genius. He hates it. I can't stand doing it. And but it's sort of a different thing there, because it almost sort of sounds a little bit like a perfectionist, being like, just you want to look great, you want to look grand, you just want to throw all your effort into it. And for me, it's much more about getting the product out, getting it out, getting it out, because I'm a big deadline freak. But that can definitely, the only time I get like insanely angry, like really, really angry, like I can deal with people buying stuff like that when the computer crashes or something's not working or something like that. There was one time I actually got so angry, because this was like, I think this was during when I had the Ghostbusters playing on my computer, like just for no reason the sound of Ghostbusters was playing while I was editing, and I know everything was closed, everything was blah blah blah, and I couldn't stop it, and it was freezing, it was stopping, and I was already like 2 days behind this deadline. I literally just, boom, I punched a hole in the wall. It was literally like an anime character. There's no control! And for me, it's funny because the parts, and everyone is just different, because like my brother's favorite part, it's probably the writing, right? I mean, that's probably your favorite part, right? Yeah, and my favorite part actually is the editing. The part, oddly enough, and I don't know why this is, my least favorite part, I still like, but my least favorite part is the filming. I don't like the filming part. Because to me, that's the middle. And so when you're coming up with the idea, anything's possible and everything, and like you said with writing, and when you're editing, you're seeing if it's working, you're seeing if it's coming together. I know what you're saying about matching up the sound, it's not going to be very annoying. But you learn from that too. You're just like, oh, okay, I'll remember this for next time. Have background noise or background sound to go through the whole thing or something like that, or be closer. You just sort of learn from it. The filming is always just the middle part. It's just like, oh, come on, I just want to get to the editing, I just want to get to the editing. But for a lot of people, the filming is the best part, because you can, perform, you can interact, you can have fun, you can improvise, you can do all that stuff, and it's great. So with every person, it's just going to be something different. Honestly, for me, what's worked whenever I had to do something I don't like doing in a production or something like that, just set a deadline and just stick to it. Because at the very least, you'll have something to show for it. There's nothing more, I've had this happen to me a lot too, there's nothing more aggravating when you just have a ton of projects that never went in, that you just gave up on. Or at least I should say, it's much better to have projects you came through on as opposed to abandon. You definitely feel better about it. So I say, even if it's not great, just learn from it, to go on to the next one, but just keep pushing them out and just see how much better you can make yourself. So I'm sorry, I really hogged the spotlight.
I mean, deadlines really do help, like but I will say that my wife goes crazy whenever I have a video that I have to make by a specific date, and I tend to spend all my time getting it done, because I know that the date is approaching, so I'll be up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'll be making sure that Yuki's mouth opens when I say the word still, and it's infuriating, but it's awesome as well, because my two favorite parts of working on videos is the writing and the editing. Partially because when you're writing, you kind of have free reign to do whatever you want. But when you get to the editing, it's almost like everything that came in between was almost meaningless, because you don't have a video until that point. You don't have anything to show for what you've done except a script and audio that doesn't go with anything, and video that may have already exist of that. But I think George Lucas, funnily enough, is the guy I quote when I say that the movie doesn't exist until you get to the editing stage. And in his case, maybe it would have been better if it didn't. I do love editing. It's extremely tedious, but I love tedium. It's really weird to be able to say that, but I love tedium. I love Animal Crossing. I love Harvest Moon. I love